And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Studio 64, this is your one-stop shop for sportsbook and daily fantasy bets needs. That's right, it's the one and only Kate Herman, and tonight a special guest here on Unforced Errors. Take it away, Kate.
Woo! Welcome to Unforced Errors. Is that what you meant?
That was beautiful, Kate. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, man. Welcome to Unforced Errors. I am Kate Herman. Jerry has the flu like a bitch. So, tonight we have a special treat. He was the kicker for the Edison Hawks, and he is the host of the Comedy Cellar football show. Please welcome Dave Juskow.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for having me.
People are going to be so happy to see Jerry again. Okay, so.
So it begins.
Let's start with some. Let's start with some of the big football news. You know?
Yeah.
Gruden got canned.
What?
Yeah.
No, wouldn't that be funny if I just didn't even know anything
We
about
didn't get
that?
canned. He resigned.
He resigned, but technically he had to resign, or it would have been worse.
Yeah.
And the news came out on Monday Night Football.
That's like the part that I was like, wait a minute, there's breaking news.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
You know, the last time they had breaking news was when John Lennon got assassinated.
Was it Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football?
Monday Night Football.
Where was I?
Howard Cosell. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some news. John Lennon.
Okay, you have to introduce your guest, right? Like first name, last name. Like who's
I
it?
said
The mystery
he was
guy.
the kicker for the Edison Hawks and host of the Comedy Cellar football show, Dave Juskow. And I said it with pep and
kicker?
pizzazz.
She did. Yeah.
I spaced out.
Yeah, I know.
I think he wanted to be safety, and I was like, let's be.
I always thought I would have been good on defense as well because I'm just good at really mixing things up where, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just good at
Like,
getting
wave your
people's
arm.
faces. Exactly. That would have been good for me.
Yeah.
But
I
this
think
Josh Gruden, John Gruden,
Yeah.
rather, when I don't know if when you were watching Sunday Night Football, Mike Tirico and who's the other, Tony Dungy were saying, like, I don't know. I don't see any racist bone in his body. And then more stuff came out the next day, and they're like, well, we're done.
Yeah.
It's up to him now. It's his problem.
Yeah. I don't know.
They tried.
I kind of am like, I can't. I don't really earn money off of his skills.
Doesn't
You know
matter.
what I mean?
It's zero
Yeah.
effect on daily fantasy sports.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, they're playing the Broncos this
Nothing.
week. I'm not touching that game anyway.
No matter what. No matter who the head coach is.
Cool. I think it's like a 42 total.
Well,
Bye.
the line went up a point once he resigned. But would things have been different if he had won the week before? That's the question.
The Raiders?
Yeah. If they had beat the Bears.
I don't know. I mean, I think like an article like that comes out. They have like literally in the end zone of like the screen. You know what I mean? It says stop rate, like end racism, whatever the. It's all like, to me, I do love like gossip and a scandal, but this one didn't. I don't know. Like, I get it. I just think everybody that like wants to like, apparently I don't know. It doesn't really affect me.
He was sending naked pictures of the Washington football team cheerleaders to apparently
They're hot. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. Everybody was okay with that one. It's just the other stuff, which is bad.
No, what he said is awful. Whatever. And now we'll all be saying it about him.
And there's more coming.
Yeah.
We've just scratched the surface, which is the fun.
I mean, how much of a dick at the Christmas party do you have to be?
Listen, I want to interject here, if I may. Danny Shinat, producer behind camera. John Gruden, and this isn't religion or politics, so I guess we could talk about it, but he seems like the kind of guy that would hit on your girlfriend while you go to the bathroom at a cocktail party.
Nice.
Does he not?
Excellent example.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, that's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but I wouldn't leave my woman around. He's hitting on her as soon as I go to the bathroom.
I mean,
I agree.
I personally wouldn't find him very attractive.
Doesn't have anything to do with attractive.
He's also attractive in the way of the fact that he's, a head coach.
Well.
That becomes attractive.
All right, Dave, you're a little money whore, so whatever.
I see, Dave.
She knows me too well.
Never mind. I was gonna reference somebody else.
But daily fantasy wise, it doesn't affect anything on the Raiders.
This week they're playing the Denver Broncos. It is a slow. I don't see it being a great game. It'll probably I don't they're all weird because of this stuff. And then the Broncos just play slow. If anything, I'm looking at maybe Fant for tight end. But, that was an easy scratch to, you know what I mean? There's bigger fish to fry for a Sunday main slate, let me tell you.
Excellent point.
But if they were playing, I don't know. They're
The
playing
Chargers or somebody.
Literally anybody else. I don't know.
It is a divisional game, and the question is, do they rally around each other and then, make a statement we can do it without our coach? But, again, with what you're saying, I wouldn't bet on it. It's a bad move to even
Would you take
draft
them or the Broncos to win?
I don't know. The Broncos didn't play good last week either. It's tough. And the Broncos are favored, so I'd probably take the Raiders plus the points.
All right, there you go. First one in. All right. Talk about that in a second. Thursday night football. Let's start there. Bucks versus Eagles. Last Sunday, Brady was an excellent choice for quarterback, and he hurt his thumb. So I don't know.
And he still scored 42 points.
And it's Thursday night football, though. Godwin's a little banged up, and Bucks have horrible, not the greatest secondary, I should say. And, the Eagles have been playing pretty well, even with Wentz. Wentz, I feel like, Jerry, this is where you need Jerry, because, he had 2 sprained ankles.
Well, Wentz plays for the Colts now. So that's an issue that.
That's right. It hurts.
Something that.
This is the thing. Jerry and he messed me up because Brissett, he kept saying for the Colts, which is a mess up.
Brissett's with the Dolphins.
Correct.
Right.
And so this week I went Wentz Eagles. Thank you. Good thing you're here.
Yeah. Well, Hurts is playing pretty good, but there is no. I've already put money on the Buccaneers already. I'm not betting against Brady anytime soon, and I like that the Eagles won this week because then they'll beat the crap out of them tomorrow. There's no reason they won't lose. I love it. I love Tom Brady. I love your pick in the draft last week. You were amazing.
Oh yeah, I give
Kate
Dave
gave me her
lineup.
picks. I won money. She's a genius. And she's like, here's my Tom Brady one.
If I listened to Kate every week, I would be so far in the green. It's ridiculous.
Well, who are you listening
But
to?
I just ignore and I listen to my own stupid conscience.
Well, that's crazy because she is, when she first told me she knew about football and knew about fantasy, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And she proved it 100% and 100 times over. She's amazing.
I know. And if you're out there listening, these people out there in the far reaches of the internet, you have found the Unforced Errors podcast. First, go get your head examined. That's definitely number one. And number two absolutely would be just bet the farm on anything that she says.
Yes, understand that Kate Herman is an analytical genius.
All right.
Should probably just be managing the Mets.
Ugh.
I'm
Guys,
sorry.
this week I'm extra doubtful now.
You're crazy. You got to have faith in yourself.
I know. I don't listen to myself, though, either. So,
I know. Every time when you text me on Sundays, you're like, well, I don't know if I like this. I'm like, well, I like everything you do.
I know, and then I go ahead and change it.
Well, I go with your first picks.
You always talk so much about your picks every week, and this week on Thursday Night Football, tomorrow night, we've got a big game.
I know.
Eagles Bucks.
So I did an idea for one today because I can't help myself. And I put Devontae Smith as a captain, and then
that's how people win a lot of money.
Yeah, but then I feel like Antonio Brown, he's back to Steelers. He's back to Steelers form.
And Brady loves throwing to me. Remember, he got him
because
to come
Brady-
to the
'cause
Bucs. He wants to throw to
He's
him.
Brady's like pet project that is
Yep.
succeed. You know,
Mhm,
like Brady loves a pet project, and Antonio Brown is like still like a specimen of an athlete. So I get that.
And you told me a word I didn't
Do you
understand
think
about
Evans,
stacking.
Godwin, and Antonio Brown have like sibling rivalry?
Yes. I think they hate each other.
Yeah.
All wide receivers hate every other wide receiver because they're all prima donnas. They all want the ball. They all have an ego trip. There's no, oh, no, yeah, throw him the ball. It's fine.
Yeah,
They
right.
hate the fact that the other guy scored a touchdown.
Right.
The wide receivers are literally one of the most egotistical people on the football field.
Well, that's why it's hard to pick like a lineup with him because like his target share is so spread. It's like him and Kyler Murray have like, you know, I don't think any of the receivers really have more than like 20%. I mean, I guess Antonio Brown. Well, when Gronk's playing, then it's like really.
They have so many offensive weapons, and the Giants just died this past
They're
week.
still
So I've
an
been
army, yeah.
so is a part of my soul, and half of New York for that matter.
Yeah.
Everybody just football's
Yeah.
dead here.
Yeah.
Thank God for daily fantasy sports and came, Herman, or where would we be?
Do you know that since Mayor de Blasio has been in office, there has not been one New York team championship?
Well, we don't do politics, but yes,
Just
I
saying.
completely
I'm
understand.
just saying, all the other mayors, they've all had championships since the 20s.
That's terrible.
Yeah. It's just interesting. You know?
Something to hang your hat on.
Maybe it's just neat. Yeah.
Burn in hell. Not you. I'm sorry. See, this is why we don't do politics.
Sorry. I didn't think that was political. I was just kind
Well,
of
like, you know.
It's not his fault.
Here's a fun fact.
Here's a
Here's a fun fact. I got lots of fun facts that'll
Sorry
make me
about that.
suicidal. Keep it going. But
Well, I was just saying he's only in office till January, so then maybe the Giants will come back next year.
I like it. So,
I don't know. Maybe on the Eagles, you could take like. I mean, Watkins. I feel like is one of those. I don't know.
I didn't trust Sammy Watkins when he was good.
No, not Sammy Watkins.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Begins with a Q.
Oh yeah, you always like that
Q
guy.
Watkins. I mean,
You
that's
made me
how-
take him 2
You're the
weeks
best.
ago. That guy with the Q. Yeah, I remember because I didn't know. I don't
Because
even
he's
know how
low.
half of these people
But
are. and
he's
she's so good.
2,700 this week, which I feel like is like a real. But I could see a deep. I mean,
See, this is why I know she's good, though, because I don't check
Oh.
the app until it's an hour before the game. She knows the guy's price, and it's 24 hours
Isn't that
till.
amazing?
Isn't that wild?
It's amazing.
Fournette.
It's unbelievable.
You had
Fournette.
Fournette last week. We won with him. He was amazing.
But watch it be Sanders this week. Gaskin did all right, and Sanders is a much better running back.
The only problem I had with your picks last week.
Oh,
that you-
Gainwell. That's a good value play for Thursday. Gainwell. All right. Moving on, because like we know Tom Brady runs a well-oiled machine, and Eagles aren't bad. Should be a fun game though for Thursday night.
Yeah.
And it's Thursday night. Everything that could go wrong does go wrong.
Tom
on
might not
Thursday,
play.
What?
right?
Tom might not play because
Well,
of that
because if it's
thumb.
not. No, they say it's not too serious.
I think he will because there's a mini bye week in the
saying,
sense of
A
being
thumb
on
is
Thursday.
a really
On a thumb
important
on a
finger,
Thursday.
Dave.
Yeah, I know, but there's a mini like bye week. I think he just
He's not. What are you talking about? He's on a short week.
no. But I'm saying after Thursday, then he has like a couple
Suffer
extra days.
for another 4 quarters, and you could take
You
a
know
break.
him. He's like one of those wide receivers you were just talking about. He cannot
That's
not be
interesting
in the
though.
game.
Imagine fading Tom. All right. I wonder if Jerry's watching this. Because those are his bets. Okay. Moving on.
Miss you, Jerry.
Miss you, Jerry. Moving on. We have one of the games, obviously, every game, are the Chiefs Washington football team. Chiefs got really banged up against the Bills. Edwards-Helaire has an MCL sprain, so he's set. Hill will probably play. And Kelsey probably will too. But, against the Bills, they're coming off of a big humiliation, I think,
So is Washington.
Well, but Washington
Saints.
never had, it's not like everybody's like, oh my God, Washington,
Right.
you
But they were humiliated at the end. They kept it close, and that's what happens to them. So I like the Chiefs in this one a lot.
Yeah, sure.
I think they bounced back. I think they're very upset about the Bills. So
I do. I mean, look, I think that Washington quietly has a lot of fantasy value.
ooh, that's interesting.
McLaurin, I think the 4 out of 6 weeks at least, he's had over 20 fantasy points. Seals Jones is in because Logan Thomas is out, and he's like $3,000. Like, that's just like the easy, but very chalky
Can I ask you something, Kate, just about fantasy, because I'm more familiar with, pick'ems and stuff like that.
Yes.
When you do pick something like Washington, when we both think the Chiefs are, let's just say we both think the Chiefs are going to win and they're going to win big. But I notice that a lot of times when you give me the picks, that you'll pick something like somebody on the Washington football team. And I'm always surprised by that, because if we're picking a team to win so wholeheartly, I'm fascinated that you find points in a team that might
because it's
lose.
It's about first of all, we're getting into like injury season, so there's easy picks to be found, like Damian Williams on the Bears because Montgomery's injured. So like, who else are they going to turn to? Or like Mixon because Perrine is on the COVID-19 list now. So like, who else are they going to, you know what I mean? Like you look for those kinds of things sometimes, or like the total points in the spread. So like if a game is projected to be 55 points with a spread of like 7, like the Chiefs Washington team, and the Chiefs are favored, then it just means that, you can kind of assume that Washington's going to throw the ball.
That's
and
interesting.
you would rather
Wow.
have them throw the ball, but because Edwards-Hilaire's kind of banged up and Mahomes is such a rusher himself, and Washington's defense, although they're not as good as they were hyped up to be, is still a pretty solid defense. So,
Yep.
I mean, look at them against the Saints. They held their own. So, like,
Yep.
and
They don't lose by a lot.
and you look at, again, look at Chiefs, they're a little banged up.
Yep.
But they do have Josh Gordon, who I love. And I'm absolutely, like, I want to say I will take him. He's cheap, and I think that the Chiefs will do well with him. I think they might need him this week with everybody a little bit, like, sore.
Yeah, and they're one of those teams
he'll have the time to learn the playbook, too.
right, and they're one of those teams that can take a guy like that and just put him in, and he'll have a great
He's already
day.
gone through, like, 6 other teams, so.
Oh, is that right?
They can't. You don't know about Josh Gordon?
No.
Oh, Josh Gordon he's like a
little renaissance
So
man.
I don't want to compare him to like anybody else, but like he's an amazing wide receiver, incredible wide receiver, and he likes smoking weed.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
So like
That's
every
awesome.
season he gets reinstated and then like fails a drug test.
Oh,
you know?
that's funny.
But it's
Those are
weed.
my favorite. Like Ricky Williams, where he's like, I choose weed instead of the NFL. I love that. Like
Yeah.
that poor woman on the Olympics.
Well, so I think it's 6th time his charm with the
6
Chiefs.
times the charm.
But he is great, and I think that playing with Mahomes, like, if he can, is weed still a thing in the NFL this year? Did the
No,
NBA
it's still
did
a
away
thing.
with it?
No, they stopped testing. They said that
Oh, so
they're no
that's-
longer going to test for marijuana.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so
Oh.
he's golden.
Oh,
And
so that's why
what
he's
a good team.
reinstated.
Many other states have recreational marijuana,
Right.
And these teams travel to and fro, so
Good point.
there's no way to regulate it within their systems, and there's no competitive edge.
And isn't it? There's no Isn't that the
If
funniest
anything,
thing?
I would send an eighth to a guy that I'm playing against and be like, please smoke this the night before, right?
It should be a deterrent. What are they thinking that's going to help?
Yeah, it's a painkiller.
So if you can still be the best of the best on weed, you win.
Absolutely.
That's how
I've
the
always said
'86 Mets won.
That's like Sha'Carri, what was her name?
The girl from the Olympics?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? If she can win on weed,
Okay, if you can run after smoking weed, like,
you're so right.
You're superhuman.
yeah.
That's why you play in the NFL.
exactly.
You
Looks
can
like it's-
smoke weed and catch a touchdown.
Well,
Focus.
you know,
And focus.
Oh my God.
the people that
Yeah.
are telling you can't and they get mad haven't ever smoked weed. They don't get it.
Correct.
Right.
So I like the idea of taking Josh Gordon just as like a feel good about it. Like, maybe he does something cool, maybe not, but he's only $3,000. Which is like I would do it. It's cheap pump play. And then I like Hill as like a pivot from Adams, but he's risky, like he's boomer bust. But I don't know. Overall, I'm picking from like the Washington side because they're cheaper.
Really? So interesting.
Yeah, and like, look what the Bills did. But my thing is that like they shut down Diggs. Like Diggs is having quite
An unbelievable season. You said from day one how
I
much you
love
like
him.
Diggs, right?
I love Diggs. He'll
And
come
you
back.
can go back, check it. Episode 1, Unforced Errors. Check the playlist.
And guess what? I'm not a fair weather fan. I will stick with Diggs forever, but they did focus on him, so McLaurin might have some troubles, but, I don't know. From that one, yeah, I'm kind of in it for Josh Gordon and Seals Jones, and then maybe Hill.
Tough game to bet on, too, when you're just talking about the money line, when you're talking Chiefs and the Washington football team, because you have the Chiefs that are coming in struggling, the Washington football team that's playing. Freddie, can you kill this goddamn fly in here?
I look like Jerry.
Take the magazine in here and kill the fly. So kill it.
Yeah, it is flies. I've been trying to kill them with pens.
Kill it.
I have watched her go with the pen. Like, that's going to help. It's funny every time.
All right. Maybe we'll circle back to that.
They'll die by tomorrow.
I just don't think that they have the great. I think it'll be an interesting game. Okay, Cardinals Brown is the other one that I'm looking at. I would heavy fade Kyler Murray this week. I do not trust that.
Oh, you don't trust it? Oh.
I tried to think of a way to do it with him, like just playing him alone, because he's, again, is the wide receiver, or not the, who has too many weapons, too many wide receivers to like choose from, and like tight ends and, his running back, whatever.
You don't think that, in the sense that would be a high-scoring game like last week when the Browns scored 42 and lose?
Sure, so you can take Kyler Murray as a standalone quarterback.
Oh, but you like to stack, as you call it.
But yeah, I mean, that's
right.
kind of like...
Interesting. That's the word I did not understand, which was fascinating that you said. I didn't think that was... I like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. He spreads it out.
And the only way I could conceive of doing it is if you stack him with Hunt and or Chubb.
You said Hunt, right? Sorry,
yeah.
I have to...
But it's more... But also, I think, like, the Browns are favored.
Thank you.
This is super late. I'm sorry, but I had to give it to him. I'm
not even
Kate
listening
just
anymore.
murdered me with her eyes. Never interrupts her again.
What did he say?
Nothing. The important thing is we're all here together and having a good time.
No, what did you say?
He said, "Hey now."
Oh.
And that's universal for applause everywhere.
Yes. Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but I do like Hunt and Chubb in this game a lot, and or not both. I would take Hunt. I like Hunt.
Stop saying.
I like Hunt too. I'm so sorry. It's not just me. It's the studio audience. They love it too.
Of course they love it.
It's Kareem Hunt. It's not Mike
Hunt.
It's Kareem, all right? It's not Michael. So just... Anyway.
We're such children.
Cards Browns.
Why do I do this to myself?
Because you love it.
All right. Anyway, heavy fade Kyler Murray. That's all I have to say on that. Moving on. Although, again, like, probably not a bad game. Odell Beckham Jr. might be, something.
You think so? I feel like he's finished.
He laid somebody out in the last game. He threw a mean block. If you can believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I know.
That.
He's probably
He's
smoking
also
weed.
Thrown great touchdowns. Yeah.
Super focused.
Oh, man. Did New Yorkers miss OBJ so much?
Not really. He did a lot of stuff on the sidelines that's regrettable. He did more stuff on the sidelines than in between the lines.
What was the thing where didn't he throw a football at a net?
Well, he kicked a net.
That's it. Kicked the net.
Oh, that's right.
I remember that.
Like when you spoil a child and you tell him to go to his room and like he inadvertently hurts himself on his way there. It's like, that's what you get.
That's what it was. That's right up there with Sam Darnold getting mono.
It's
yeah. One of them,
what, 3 million women in this town and you get the one with mono?
Right? Mono.
Tell you
Right.
what.
That's so Jets.
Super Jets right there, man. That's all right. All right. Next game up. What do we got?
Right.
Chargers, Ravens, right?
Ooh, that's a good one, right?
Yeah, seems like shootout city, which I like a lot. I think that one's gonna be like,
you think so? Besides this week,
Dude,
I noticed the Chargers
nope.
have a pretty good defense.
Yeah, but so did the Browns, and that was the highest score.
Do they? Right.
Yes.
We put the Browns in our. Oh, that messed up our thing last week.
It turns
right?
out the Chargers are electric, and I just think that leads the way for Lamar Jackson to have a field day. They're letting him throw it. this year.
So what you're saying
great.
is, and this is up Dave's alley, is you're saying bet the over. It's going to be an offensive juggernaut kind of game.
Well, right now it's at 51-5.
Which is kind of low.
Kind of low considering Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson, right?
Especially since last week, like I said, was a 47-42.
Well, you look at the Browns are supposed to have a stout defense, right?
Yeah.
And all these people were saying, don't start any Chargers against the Browns because they're going to underperform, and it goes to show you what the experts know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we watch Unforced Errors.
All the time.
Kate is
every
a
2
definite
weeks.
expert.
Every
I had
2 weeks.
Keenan Allen in my lineup. So. But yeah, no, my thing with this game is Williams has been killing it. Eckler I have in my lineup. You could take Herbert, but I think Lamar Jackson's the one that's going to have to do it. But I would not take Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown.
How come?
Because I think Mark Andrews is also getting back on his feet, and against tight ends, Chargers
That's good.
are in struggle city. So, and he's just a bigger dude. The Chargers are better at getting
Well, she backed it up. You asked her why, and she gave you an answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would take it's a hot, but you're going to be paying a lot to take Lamar and Mark Andrews. And actually, Mark Andrews isn't that expensive. I don't know, but I do think that's the better stack. And then taking Williams. And
if you were going to take
or
somebody
Allen.
from that game,
well, because when you make a stack, you want to usually pair the quarterback with somebody to throw it to, or a fullback, running back kind of situation.
That's so obvious, and I can't believe I
didn't know that.
And then
you want to usually follow it up because you want to take from the highest totals, so then you would follow it up with somebody on the other team, so that you're scoring points on both. But and then you would take a defense from neither.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, because then you're playing against yourself.
But yeah, if I were to do it, Latavius Murray's now become the fullback, but I don't love taking a running back that has a running quarterback. It seems redundant. Lamar Jackson is gonna run in the touchdown.
I'm with you. It's tough to.
Well, Latavius Murray, he's, I don't know.
It's tough, but there are far worse quarterbacks and running backs to bet against in those situations.
This could be Sammy Watkins' game.
I knew it.
The thing is, did he get hurt?
Sammy's been hurt since he was born.
Well, yeah, of course. But I feel in the last game something happened. I was like, ha, ha, ha.
Ha, ha, Sammy Watkins.
Well, because he did. He had a big first week.
I don't know.
He'll trick you into this week.
I just run the studio. I don't. I'm bad at my job. Me and Fred, we haven't watched sports in 3 years. Isn't that right, Freddie? Did you kill that fly yet?
I don't see it around. I think
my man got one of them. You feel me? You see that?
Yeah.
1 out of 3 ain't bad.
I know you run the studio. I thought you were running that bingo
look,
game
now they're
too.
all afraid of us.
Tell your friends. So that's good on the Chargers-Ravens game. I guess we maybe beat that one enough. I know next game up we have Rams and Giants. I know New Yorkers really excited about your take here, Kate.
Well, normally I'd say a team coming from west to east playing at MetLife Stadium has a steep hill. This week, is anybody playing for the Giants?
Yes, I do believe that they are giving out paychecks this week from their organization.
They do have a team.
There is a team that's being assembled. It's not a good one, but there are bright spots. Was this Kadarius Toney?
Yeah.
Is nominated for Offensive Player of the Week in the NFC.
So he has, but against the Rams, if he's the only one besides John Ross catching the ball.
No, absolutely. But they do have this. Listen, Saquon Barkley has been prematurely injured all year, and the Giants have done a good job of mixing in other running backs, and he hasn't been getting, more than 60% of the workload.
Yeah, but he sprained his ankle.
No,
He's the
totally.
Carson Wentz. Of,
but he's going to be hurt forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the best thing that they could do is be like, dude, you're a phenomenal athlete. When your contract's up, somebody else can take a gamble on you.
Sure.
But this week, they've got you wouldn't start any of the Giants' backup running backs? Get them super cheap?
Booker?
Yeah.
Sure.
Last
Go
week
for
we-
Booker. Look, the Rams do have a great defense. a great defense. Jalen Ramsey isn't on a bad defense.
No,
you know?
I'm with you on there.
And
so
if
would you? You
my
want to stack the Rams D this week, right? You love all in on Rams defense.
I love Ramsey. I mean, they're the highest priced one, but I would spend up for it.
And figure out the rest of your line. Just take Rams D and then figure out the rest of your lineup from there.
Look, there's two options you could do with it because Colts D is also good too, and they're like 32. So it depends on like who else you're playing, and then how much. Like sometimes I take Jets defense when they're playing. You know what I mean? Like, and that paid off for everybody who did that week. That you could like Houston Texans were like 2,200, and they ended up getting like defensive. Look,
all right, I'm with you. So nobody on the Giants. I agree.
It's not even nobody. The problem with the Giants is, one, Daniel Jones isn't playing. They have Glennon, who
he's a journeyman.
Daniel Jones ain't that great either.
He's not a fantasy star.
Right, he's a journeyman.
But Daniel Jones at least will
he'll move the ball downfield. He's not the problem with the New York Football Giants.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the one.
They won Super Bowls with Eli. You don't need the one. You just need the one that's going to get you to the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they have, even if he does play, though, they're without Barkley. They're without probably Slayton, Sterling, and Galladay.
So whoever the hell they put out there is going to get doubled and tripled.
Exactly.
And, it's I'm with you on that. So no G-men. We're going all in on the Rams.
Unless you're taking Booker, but there's better options.
You made me choose. I didn't. That just came out the wrong way.
not-
But this Jay Ross something, or was that last week on the Giants? Is that his name? The
John
third?
Ross, yeah. Former
I-
Bengal.
I
You know
was-
how I feel about Bengals.
I didn't want to take that guy because I just didn't like the Giants over the Cowboys last week.
Okay, so the thing with him is he was $3,200.
Right, he was cheap though. That's the
and
thing.
he ends up getting a touchdown. And
Oh,
it
he
was
did?
Right, but then they called it back.
Oh.
I cried when he got it. And then
I guess you told me that in a text. I didn't know who we were talking about.
he got a touchdown and then they called it back.
Oh,
because
then you did know your-
but
you know your
you want
stuff.
to
That's
kind
amazing.
of double. So he would have been 3 times his value with a score of 9. So he's one of those pump plays last week, but then everybody died. So it ended up being
Rest in peace.
I just got to follow her. I mean, I put it in, right? But I was like, I like the Cowboys a lot to score big. And so I don't like taking a person in the Giants in fantasy draft. But she knows her stuff.
I keep saying every week I'm going to text her on Sunday morning, and every week I forget. Next game up, Kate and Dave, we have Texans Colts. It's a 42.5 over under 9.5 point spread. Colts set to dominate the Texans as per the experts.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but did you watch them against the Patriots? I clicked on and off. But then all of a sudden I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
9.5 is too many points.
This is the greatest breakdown of a game ever. At first, I wasn't into it. Every other click, right?
Well, because
and I was
Texans,
whoa.
Because Texans is one of those Giants-ish team. Look at Tyrod Taylor. What did Jerry and I say?
Right.
This time he got into it, but he launches all quarterback careers. He
does.
launches more careers than Belichick.
How interesting.
So here comes Mills.
Clip that. Share that. There you go.
But he's not bad. And then I was like, all right, so they have Cooks. And so Cooks is an easy play every week, 50. He's in the upper 50s. But just from pure touches because he's the only one there. But then this week, I was like, who's that guy? And turns out it's Chris Moore.
Speak on it.
So 3,100 this week. Colts D isn't they're middle of the pack. And Xavier Rhodes, but he would shadow Cooks anyway.
Can I just say, folks, can I just look into the camera and say, this woman, she does not have the prices listed on her thing. She knows them
Chris,
up
disgusting.
here.
It's
It's
disgusting.
amazing.
And she looks at you with this fierce look.
Why would she be upset
as
with
though,
me? I'm telling
why
her
would
great
you
stuff
ever
about
doubt
her.
her on this?
Oh, I'm not doubting her.
No,
It's
no, but that's the way it's
amazing.
coming off, Dave.
The knowledge
You're
she
a
has in
second
her
away from
head.
getting cut. Do you understand that, Dave?
I don't know why. I'm just
All right,
praising
just let you
her.
know. Welcome to the Unforced Errors podcast.
Wow.
Are you uncomfortable yet? Good. So you got this guy Moore, and this is 2,700. This is the steal
Well, I wouldn't.
of the game, and people are looking for sleepers.
Sure. I mean, I would take a punt on him. What is it? It's him, fucking, who else did I say? Better than John Ross. No, there was one before that I looked at. Oh, Seals Jones is a tight end, but he's like, nah, that wasn't one.
Yeah.
I thought of, maybe it's coming up. Anyway.
It's coming.
But yeah. But there's also Conley who could be, but I definitely think like Cooks is going to get shadowed if Xavier, I mean, look, Texans have been the Jaguars in my mind, but then they played the Patriots and I was like,
They should be
fantasy
a mess.
perspective, it's always been Cooks. All I'm saying is now there's Chris Moore and he's 3,100 if you're looking for a different punt.
Okay, can I ask you a question though? If like a game like this, which isn't that big a deal, nobody cares who wins or loses. Is this good for taking people from a game like that?
You want people that aren't chalky. I mean, the same can be said for like taking like Jonathan Taylor on the Colts. Like obviously he had like an amazing game. Yeah. They're playing the Texans, and yeah, I think like. So this is one of those like running game for him. Like, but that I feel like is everybody knows that. No,
that's what I'm saying. I think if a game like this, is this a game where you would look for value in a game that's not as prestigious as some of the others?
Right now, I think value's coming more from in week 6. Value is derived, for me, predominantly of injuries. So like scarcity, so like necessity that they will touch in PPR leagues, especially like necessity where they will touch.
I'm so sorry. I am sober. And you said PPR leagues, and I was like, PP, ha ha ha.
Hunt.
All right. We've been through this. Do you know how hard it is to find sponsors for this show? Yeah, all right. So, and I just want to get Dave's opinion here while we're on the Texans Colts and wrapping up this point. And it is a 42.5 point under over, right? And then 9.5 points on the spread is a lot. Anytime it's more than 7, you have to question, is this an easy thing for the bookie?
I think they're so wrong. When I saw 9.5, I was like, did you not see the game last?
So you're going to say, right? If you're betting straight, you're going to take the Texans.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's not even a factor. I can't believe it's so large.
It is a large amount.
The Colts aren't very good. I don't know what happened last week, but that guy Carson Wentz is going to get hurt again eventually, probably this week.
Saquon Barkley at quarterback.
Exactly.
It's terrible. Some guys are just injury prone.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make them bad football players. In fact, the most frustrating part is like Carson Wentz is a spectacular quarterback when he's healthy.
When he feels like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Jerry, as a podcast host.
So for you to take your child's tuition and say, I'm going to bet it on Carson Wentz, I would say your child is not going to school this year. Right?
Right.
So,
excellent point.
Or at least won't be able to walk there.
All right. Excellent. Uphill both ways, as my daddy used to do. All right, next game up, Cowboys and Pats.
Okay, so this one is only interesting to me because the Patriots with Mac Jones play so boringly slow, and then the Cowboys have like the fastest pace when they're at home. And so I just like can't, like, I feel like Cowboys are going to be like either like boom, boom, touchdown, or like 1, 2, 3, we should have punted it on the first down. And then the Patriots are just going to take 7 minutes to like get to the 20-yard line. Like, I don't know.
Well, Dave, the over-under on this game is 50.5 total, right? And you've got a 4-point spread. I imagine the Cowboys are favored in this.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I love the Cowboys.
And you love the Cowboys. I would say that I love the Cowboys in this as well. Patriots are not a good football team.
We know now that Bill Belichick
He's been
might
exposed.
Not be the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally you would totally say, like,
I'm actually thinking that, Dave, if you were the coach of the Patriots for the last 15 years, you may have at least
totally
2 Super Bowls, right?
I could totally have coached them. Well, they're just looking at Brian, what's his name? Brian Aaron. He was mic'd
Bruce
up.
Arians.
Bruce Arians on Inside the NFL. I don't think he's coaching. He's like, great job, guys. He's like, Tom Brady does all the work.
And wasn't it Mike Hunt that said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I'm so sorry. But 4.5 points is not enough of a spread. I think they mixed up the spread totals with the Colts game and this game, to be honest with you.
Excellent point. Yes. Unless we don't know something that somebody
Unless we don't know
from
something.
a fantasy perspective, like, Jacoby Myers on the Patriots, maybe. But, like, I think the Cowboys have done a very good job of, like, shutting down other teams. Are they playing in New England?
I believe the game is in New England, That's one of the only things that maybe keeps that line a little bit
Right,
closer,
it should be at least
right?
a touchdown probably if it was at
It's 7-point spread if that's in
Yeah,
Dallas.
but
absolutely.
the Bucs played in New England.
They sure did.
That's a totally different storyline.
Listen, that was like New England Super Bowl. They were going to play and keep that game close no matter what.
If it wasn't raining, I still think they would have beaten the crap out of them. I think the rain ruined that.
A cheap tight end would be Ali Cox.
Pause. Ali
Ali
Are you
Cox.
doing this purposely? A cheap tight end would be Ali Cox?
Yeah.
I'm done. I quit.
So you want to put Cox in the hole?
Why don't you let Dave go back to talking about de Blasio? It was easier before.
All right. Well, I know what this week's little video is going to be.
Can't wait.
But yeah. And then, like, you could take Zeke. I don't know.
Fox loves Cox, by the way.
I'm
That's
just
why it's
not
gonna be a
looking
good
at this game. So I just had to. I feel like you have to say it because they're the teams. All right. Panthers, Vikings. This one I like a little bit. I think for, like, high-priced wide receivers, you have, like, Adams, Kupp, Hill, and Jefferson, who I think could be an interesting tournament pivot, but I personally would go with Kupp. But anyway, if but those, like, you have to take one of them at least.
I didn't know McCaffrey was coming back, and that changed my opinion
He might
completely.
play. He's still questionable.
Oh, I thought he was totally playing because then I'm all in on the Panthers at home.
No, if he plays. But even if McCaffrey plays, I feel like he's risky.
He does seem like a game changer, though.
Sure,
McCaffrey.
but I feel like he's always at risk of, like, falling the wrong way or something.
He's old, right?
Again, it's Saquon Barkley, Carson Wentz. Like, Christian McCaffrey is actually one of these guys that is more healthy than injured.
Right.
And you see how prolific he can be.
Right.
But it is impossible for him to play a full season.
Right.
Excellent. Right.
So and then, anytime you're betting money, you always think, and it's in the back of your head, is this the week that this guy gets hurt? Because it is definitely coming.
And the Vikings got very lucky last week. I mean, it was crazy that they won that game.
Yes.
So I don't know.
And this,
they almost lost to the Detroit Lions.
Here's the thing. As Jerry would say, you have Sam Darnold throwing to you, but DJ Moore has been putting up points. And Robbie Anderson, with a Sam Darnold thing, like, that's just, like, looking for a breakout. And I think the Vikings.
it's basically a pick'em game as well. It's Minnesota's giving one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's basically a pick'em.
And the Panthers are at home, right? Yeah.
I wouldn't touch that game with a pole.
Yeah, no, right.
Just for everybody out there, don't bet this game straight on out. And even listening to you talk about daily fantasy sports, I think I wouldn't even want to take anybody in.
I'm not. I would just, I feel like you have to mention DJ Moore and that. But again, like, I touch, this one is Bengals Lions, though, I love. Because
You do?
I'm a Bengals fan, I think.
She loves those uniforms.
I called that. I called Jamar Chase.
She did call Jamar Chase. I think we had him last week in a different, we did last week or the week before.
And I had Jamar Chase in my Kyler Murray lineup.
Yeah, right, in the Kyler Murray lineup.
It's tough to say that did you call him going off like an absolute savage?
I feel like she did.
I said, you know who I like on the Bengals is Jamar Chase. And Jerry said, yeah, but you're really going to pick a Bengal?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Jerry.
What's wrong with that?
And I said, they're better than they've been. So, Jamar Chase, still rolling with him. The Lions have struggled.
It's worse than that.
Yeah.
After what happened last week, I think that was like a backbreaker.
Jamar Chase is just so
losing in
incredible.
20 seconds after.
So much fun to watch. Tay Higgins is also super fun.
Yeah, and you look at this game, it's in Detroit, but the Bengals are still favored to win by 3.5.
Because of what happened last week to the Lions. And you saw the coach was crying
well,
at the end. He was like, you're supposed to win games like this. That's the way I would be as a coach.
Jared Goff was like,
sir, if you woke up in Detroit every day, it wouldn't take much for you to cry. I guarantee you.
Excellent point.
Mixon is a dope running back to take this week because Perrine is on the COVID-19 list. And although he's like a little banged up, Mixon is still a very good running back. And the Lions are just run over me Lions.
Run over me line. I didn't know you spoke Gaelic.
They're roadkill. I'm trying to
It's
think
unbelievable.
of like
Run over me, Lions.
Happy St. Patty's Day. Shout out to Freddie and DJ Excel, who have been feverishly working to kill the flies in here. There was 3 flies. There's down to 2.
That's right. And
One.
we appreciate it very much.
I've been telling them to go away with my mind.
So we're betting Bengals.
Anyway,
we feel that
Bengals.
they're going to come away with that win by more than 3.5.
Yeah, Joe Burrow gave me a little bit of a scare.
Absolutely.
You know.
And he came back.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
Yeah.
absolutely.
People on the internet are saying he's an interesting tournament pivot. I personally, as much as I love Jamar Chase, I'm not taking Joe Burrow.
I realize I'm on camera over here, too, and people see me.
Well, it's one of those things that the people on camera probably can't see the
I
flash. So
thought
you
that
look
you were
like
a
this.
big Joe Burrow
What's
fan.
he doing?
Right.
What's he doing?
I just thought that you had Burrow this week.
No. P.S. I tore my rotator cuff. You have this round, Fly. All right. Next up, Packers Bears. You want to get into it? I like a good NFC divisional rivalry
Sure.
game.
It's like 100
Central
years
right
old.
now. Oh yeah.
Damian Williams is another one like Mixon. It's kind of their only option. And
You had that brilliant Adams pick last week. Wow. He destroyed it. It was amazing.
well, Adams is one of those wide receivers who's like a little bit matchup proof right now,
Yeah.
I think. He's just amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
So Adams is like, if you're doing like a cash lineup where it can be super chalky, like you kind of have to play Adams.
Definitely.
If you
Definitely. Against the
thing
Bears, too.
is they have this Cobb, Rodgers specifically asked for him to come this season, and there are games where
I asked you to come to work here, man.
right, and so he ends up like getting target.
You know, how does that make the other egotistical pricks on the team feel?
How
okay?
does it make
Not
me
good.
feel? Because all I think I'm
Upset.
like maybe Cobb, but then but Adams will like inevitably at least get his money's worth, And against the Bears,
He's electric, though. He's the type of wide receiver that on any play can
Rodgers
take off to
throw-
the house. Devontae Adams.
he throws the ball, and I'm like, who is he throwing to? And then all of a sudden, Adams is underneath it,
Sliding,
and I'm
diving.
Excellent. Yeah.
like, wild.
It's
Well, he's
amazing.
a great pick every week in daily fantasy sports.
Him,
action.
Tom Brady,
Right.
Derrick Henry, Cook.
These are guys that you really can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
You can,
You
right?
can.
You can go wrong on that, but I'm saying, like, when it comes to probability and odds, there are people, and there's a reason why they are.
Like Derrick Henry's
costing
been a fun
money.
one this season because he's expensive, and like you put him in, and in the third quarter he has like 9 points, but by the end of the game he has like 40.
Yeah, isn't that
He's
fascinating?
just
Is that kid still Bears quarterback?
Fields.
Yeah, is he still in there?
Yeah. He
As
beat the
far as-
Raiders last
as
week.
of right now, yes, but Dalton might.
No. Fields is playing this week. For
As-
sure, at least this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's.
He won the game last week, so why wouldn't he be in this?
Oh, no,
particular-
listen, I'm just asking, rookie quarterbacks
Yeah.
week to week.
Well, I think they're done with Dalton. I don't think they care for him whatsoever.
Well, his days in the
he's
sun
a
are
redhead.
behind him.
Yeah, it's
They don't have souls, right? The redheads.
and she was just like not even laughing when well, he's a redhead.
I just
Obvious.
There's redhead, you idiot.
There's one person watching on YouTube right now, and he coincidentally has red hair. He's like, you know what?
I've had it. The hell with unforced
Show your
errors.
0 ratings, assholes. That's fine. Nobody's watching
The
anyway.
conviction of when she said it was so funny.
Yeah, I mean you could take Mooney again. This is like one of those
Who hurt you?
that like outside of Adams, maybe Damian Williams, depending on how your budget's looking.
Anytime it's you look at Packers Bears and you look at that divisional matchup, I always say bet the under. It's going to be a dog fight, and
Good point.
it's just this game is at Chicago,
it is.
Windy City, I believe.
But I don't trust.
Yes, that's right.
I just think there's better picks.
No, there's definitely better picks, and the Green Bay is a 4.5-point favorite at Chicago. I know it's rookie quarterback and all that stuff, but as I said, these two teams know each other extremely well. 2 times a year, 4.5 points is a lot, and Dave, that's why they did it specifically. They wanted to make it more than a field goal, and make you really have to think about it.
And they want you to say, Aaron Rodgers says, "Hey, welcome to the NFC North jerk off to Justin Fields."
Absolutely.
That's what they want you to say.
That's exactly what they want, right?
Exactly.
There's no way Justin Fields is going to go out there and turn heads and make Aaron Rodgers go, wow.
Right.
You showed me something out there.
Yeah,
big
wouldn't that
kid.
be something else?
Chances are he's going to throw 2 picks, and he's not the guy to start this week, Justin Fields, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
right. Yeah, no,
going
not a
there.
fantasy, right?
No, I mean, there's like a value play in Mooney because of his pricing.
I like Mooney.
But there's better picks. Actually, I don't know. I'm having a gut feeling about Mooney.
We might have to check in with Unforced Errors again. Make sure you follow Kate and Jerry on Instagram,
Errors,
right?
yeah.
Unforced Errors, and they're always popping up Sunday morning and check late picks.
Well, since Jerry had to go and get the flu, he owes me 1,000 videos.
Jerry may have the flu.
All I know is that Kate
Once he's no longer
knows what she's
contagious, I'm
talking
going to
about.
welcome, or what's it called? Weekend at Bernie's him and
Excellent.
put him in my videos.
Just tie him up.
But we'll do updates for like Saturday maybe.
So next game up for you, Kate and Dave, we
Patriots,
have Dolphins and
yeah.
Jags, and this is a 9:30 a.m. game coming to you live from London, England, where they ain't got nothing but
I
salt and
swear.
bland food.
And they put all the fun games out there.
Yeah,
Jets, Falcons.
those
Dolphins, Jags.
those poor British people are
NFL,
like,
yeah.
what are the Americans so
This is the
hyped
best
about?
they have.
it's an act of war, honestly, like what we're doing to London.
We don't like
Good
them.
one.
We never liked them since 1776.
Right.
You take that tea and you shove it. Oh, you want NFL? The Jets are coming. Who are the Jets?
Please tell us you're not playing
It's
the
like it's two rookie receivers.
We got Dolphins. That's right.
It's a bit of a sticky wicket, isn't it?
Not an adult, but like with last week it was Zach Wilson,
Yep.
rookie receiver going to London. This week you have Lawrence going to London. Look,
I don't
the
know
thing
who's
that I
gonna
like,
win
so
that
this
one.
is for like a single game slate because like they're
Mind you, it is a 9:30 a.m. game. So if you bet on it with somebody like Dave, or if you do daily fantasy sports picks with somebody like Kate, if you get your heart broken, that shit's happening at 9:30 in the morning, and it's happening before the 1 o'clock game starts. So you could be in the hole here. So I'm just saying, bet wisely with whatever words are coming from the co-host right now.
yeah. I mean, I think did you do it? Is that a mosquito? Are there mosquitoes in here?
That was not a mosquito.
What is happening? Where are we located?
Welcome to South America.
I feel like we're in a bog. Is Brian Laundry in here?
Don't worry. We have pizza. They don't have pizza in Venezuela.
They have it. It's just not very good.
Waddle and Gesicki
they
are the only people to throw to on the Dolphins.
But you wouldn't
I like
choose
Gesicki.
anybody from this game, would you?
Not for this isn't from this isn't for like a main slate. This is if you did like a single game because
Oh, a single game.
I wake up on Sundays at like 8 because I can't sleep the night
Yeah, I
before.
know. It's like Christmas, right?
and then I start ruining my life like I said around like 11:45. So like it's nice to have a 9:30 game to just like get.
I like to lay in bed
Get
and
it
watch
going.
teams struggle against each other.
Listen, when they were COVIDing games and they were playing football on Tuesdays and it was just like football all like.
I remember that.
Love it. I love it. I love a 9:30.
I remember when they took sports away from us, and everybody had to
was-
lie to their significant others about what they were doing. It was always, honey, the game's on. And then when they took the game off, it was, you had to pay attention to the person in the room.
I was playing basketball at the time because I like to curb my withdrawal of football
Oh, I see.
Wow.
with basketball and
So you got active?
yeah, well that's
impressive.
it. But then
Seriously.
but then I had picked only players from the first game that night, and then they canceled the next game. And
Oh, she was
that's like when
draft-
sports
I
died.
thought she was
and so
playing.
they had to cash us out like as we stood, and holy moly, did I score in on sports dying.
I thought you were actually playing basketball because you are tall enough to play. I thought you were just having a pickup game outside or something because you were trying to.
Shots fired. I think you're the perfect height, Kate.
I believed
you.
her. I didn't think. Do you do fantasy for basketball too? Like once the season's over for football?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know.
I
how
like.
that
I
works.
mean, I don't find basketball nearly as much fun as football.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Dave, I just got to ask your expertise before we move on, though.
Who are you taking?
In this Dolphins-Jags game, do you think that the Jaguars get their first win?
I don't see why they shouldn't. So I think the Jags are underdogs. So I would totally take that as a pick Anybody that's giving points in that game, I would take. And there's no reason the Jags can't win their first game in this contest.
Ironically, not on U.S. soil.
Right.
Enjoy the tea and crumpets, losers.
So whatever it takes to get that win. Meanwhile, their coach is just like partying without them and stuff. It's what a mess.
You would be too if you were the coach of the Jaguars.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely would. I'm just saying.
I have a dinner reservation. When are you coming back? It's 3 states away. You guys will see me on Instagram. Don't worry. Well, all right. So we're probably just going to stay away from Dolphins Jags game altogether. 9:30 a.m. and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, unless you're a true addict degenerate like I am.
So
Me too.
that is everybody watching the Unforced Errors podcast.
Exactly.
Well, it's a single game slate. I don't know. I would take.
Dave making love to the mic. He's like, "What's up, degenerates? I like it." All right.
I would take Robinson as my captain. I guess just go easy, or Gesicki.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Moving away from that 9:30 a.m.
Ugh.
shit show.
Go to
Seahawks,
another shit
Steelers.
show.
Why are they doing this to
Oh,
us?
I was going to do a Raiders Broncos. You want to do Seahawks Steelers?
What do you have to say about Raiders Broncos?
Nothing.
It's another shit show.
Oh no, yes, it is.
They should have sent that one to London.
You know what? We haven't heard anything from Waller in a while. Tight end on Raiders. He's usually making a big splash every week.
But they're playing in Denver.
Yeah.
Tight ends in Denver all day.
No, humans don't breathe as well.
Yeah, I know, but he's not human.
And the ball goes farther, and the whole.
You're talking about a guy that was addicted to opiates and got sober while going to NFL training camp. He's not normal. I'm convinced that he'll be able to breathe just fine up there. Everybody else will be falling down. Waller, he'll be okay. I think he's going to score a touchdown this week.
He knows how to handle being high.
If he scores a touchdown this week, I'm calling you immediately.
It doesn't matter if you score 1 touchdown. You need to get over 100 receiving and 2 touchdowns in order to really
To make
bring
a
him back.
difference and DFS.
At Waller's prices, Waller's like a premium tight end.
He's still
this week.
premium even though he sucks this year?
Well, yeah, because he has because of his ceiling and stuff.
I thought he had like a lowered price because he hasn't been making a loud noise. But
I'm
I'm
sure.
just saying like off the top of my head, not because I
No, I'll
do
check.
what she
I like
does.
to see.
But Kate, you wouldn't. I mean, because of what's going on with the Raiders. I mean, would you stay away from a game like this in general, or again? I'm only asking because I don't know as much about fantasy as you do.
Well, I have like a weird contrarian lineup thing with Ali Cox and
Come again?
I
Is that
told
you?
you, Fox loves Cox. They love putting the spotlight on
Waller
Cox.
is the second highest tight end after Kelsey.
If you put Cox in the hole,
He's
a lot
above
of times,
Andrews. He's higher.
You like
priced
fish
than
sticks?
Guys, Broncos have a good defense and they play slow.
It's true.
All right, I'm with you.
Yeah, there's nothing about that game
So
that
you have
excites
Cox
me.
and Hunt in that lineup I'm looking at right there.
Yeah, but
Fascinating.
this one isn't. This is like a one that I tried to do with Heineke. Actually, I don't hate this one. Okay.
I like that you already have a lineup on Wednesday.
Well, I played with it on. What else am I gonna do on the train? Read.
School is for fools.
Not during football season.
Seahawks, Steelers. Steelers are hurt. Roethlisberger.
The whole team's hurt. You hear that? The whole team. They're hurt. Everybody's hurt.
The whole team's got the flu.
Got a hip thing and an arm thing, a pec injury.
I understand why he has many
Smith-Schuster's
injuries
out.
because I have tennis elbow and I've never played tennis elbow in my life.
You've never played tennis? elbow?
Never. No, I've never played tennis elbow in my life. That game must suck.
Oh, tennis elbows.
And,
great.
Ben gets a new injury every week, and I'm like, of course. Like, when everybody's like, oh, once you turn 30, you're really in pain. Like, he must feel horrible.
Yeah.
Because if the average over 30-year-old is in pain,
Yeah.
and all they do is get up and commute.
Still, though, Geno Smith can suck it. I'm taking Steelers all the way.
Is he a Steelers? Are you a Steelers fan, too?
No, I hate the Steelers, but I hate Geno Smith more. He's playing for the Seahawks.
What
I
did
hate
Geno
him.
Smith ever do to you?
He was a Jet, and he was. You know what he did? This guy's the stupidest guy in the history of the planet. When they were going to play San Diego, when the Chargers were in San Diego, he didn't. He went to go see Gone Girl, the movie, and he didn't realize the time change. I'm not betting on a guy like that. He didn't understand how time change works when you're in California.
You're right. He
Thank
is.
you.
He is
Sorry.
a long way from Doc Ellis,
I hate
the
him.
famed pitcher who took LSD
Oh my God.
while he was on a
Yeah, but
road.
he
Isn't
killed
that
him.
amazing?
The A's, right?
And
Forgot
then he
about the
pitched a
game.
no-hitter.
And then went and,
Yeah.
and then he pitched a no-hitter. Absolutely.
Pitched a no-hitter.
So Geno Smith can't even watch Gone Girl and be on time, right?
Who was watching
Doc
Gone
Ellis.
Girl?
Exactly. both those
theaters?
points. How do you not know how time
If you put a
works?
gun to my head right now and said, right now, tell me who's the lead actor in Gone Girl, I'd be like, just pull the trigger, dude.
I know that guy. That's
You
Ben
do?
Affleck.
It's Ben Affleck.
I don't know that. I haven't watched TV in a long
It's a
time. The
good
only
movie.
people I watch on TV
But
is
the
you.
fact of the matter is that he missed a practice because he didn't know that there was a time difference in L.A. to New York. I'm not betting on that guy ever.
All right, so Steelers all the way.
All in on the Steelers this week. This week only.
Because Russ is out? Or is this week only?
I'm betting against Geno Smith.
All right.
I hate him.
Do you think he's going to be out?
Russ?
Yeah.
Any...
Wait, Roethlisberger?
Russ
Oh, I thought you were saying
Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
No.
Oh, Russell
Yeah.
Wilson's
Russ
out.
Wilson's out.
Oh.
Because
Oh, that's right. He hurt his finger.
Right.
Yes.
Isn't that,
Why
but
is it
Kate,
so
I think he
stupid?
hurt his thumb, right? So isn't that weird that he hurt his thumb? He's not playing. Tom Brady hurt his thumb.
Well,
Yeah.
it
He's
depends
still
on
the
the
man.
severity.
Tom Brady is a vampire slash...
Right.
He's not normal.
Isn't that fascinating?
I think it is, as a matter of fact.
He is
There
not
are
The way
people in
he
this
talks
earth...
about how he does things would kill a human if they tried 2 out of the...
Yes. Even his eating regimen would kill a human.
Well, yeah. Everybody was
not
like,
normal.
don't drink that much water. Like, you'll drown.
Eat shit, I'm Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Show you
exactly.
how much water to drink.
He really is like...
Probably pisses more water than I drink in a day.
You know what? Now that he's not on the Patriots, like, I'm like, yeah, I like Tom Brady.
Everybody
Do you have a
likes
crush
him.
on him?
No.
You don't
Did you
have
ever have a crush on him?
No. I've never really liked...
I don't think anybody's had a crush on Tom Brady to be. He's
I'm
not. He's
sure-
not a sex symbol.
Oh.
I kind of have.
I'm sure
Really?
people like that Ken doll look.
I mean, I hated him because, I'm a
He's on
Jets
the
fan.
Patriots, yeah.
But, I mean, let's face
He
it,
does
if
have
he
a
was
Ken
here
doll,
right now, I'd
but-
be like,
He seems
I
smug
love
to
you,
me, but
Tom.
now he just seems like a fun guy who wants to go on a boat.
The mixed emotions that
Don't
would
you
be in
see,
this
as soon as he
room.
left Bill Belichick, he become a fun guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as he left, he's doing commercials. He's getting drunk on boats. It's
cloudy
now
in New
he's like
England.
having the time of his life. He doesn't give a and he won a Super Bowl with another team.
We should all move to Tampa. Next on Forced Errors in Tampa.
No, I've been to Tampa. It's awful. It's full of hillbillies.
I've
It's
been
weird.
there too. Yeah, it's strange. West Florida is a
Didn't
hell of a lot
expect that.
different than East Florida.
Yeah.
Bills are going to have such a fun time.
Oh,
against
Bills
Titans.
Titans. I see.
Oh yes, I agree. Oh
They're
my
gonna
God, I
have
love
the
this
most
game.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's touchdown city.
Yeah.
Shootout fun for
Yeah, there's
everyone.
something wrong with the Titans, I think. I mean, first of all, if you get beat by the Jets, you suck. And they
Yeah.
beat who did they beat last week, which was great. And they were only favored by 4.5, and they
The
beat
Vi-
them.
It was,
No.
the line? No. Who did they play last week?
Who did they play last week? I can't think of I know I bet them.
No, the Bengals.
No,
Did they play the
no,
Bengals?
the Packers played the Bengals
Oh,
last week.
Did they play?
And that was an interesting spread, too, because the Packers were only favored by 3, and then you were questioning what's going on, and then it turned out they went into overtime and all that stuff, so somebody knew something. The Titans were favored by 4.5 last week. I don't know who they beat, but they beat the crap out of them later, but it was tough before the half.
No, the Titans did play the Lions. Didn't they
Not
play
last week.
Not this week. I can't help you, but I can only hurt you and prove you wrong. I'm sorry.
I don't know why I can't think of who
That's
they played,
so
but
crazy. Here, I'll tell you.
because we bet them. We bet Derrick Henry that day, too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is
Titans
gonna
played the
drive me-
Jaguars this week.
Jaguars.
Oh, that's who and they had
I
trouble.
knew it
And they
wasn't
had
the
trouble.
It
choice.
was
at
like
first.
31-19.
At the final score, but they had trouble until the half. Meanwhile,
But
the Bills are going to
Jaguars
kill them.
don't have a great the Bills have the Bills
Bills are
are
amazing,
the new
right?
road to the Super Bowl. I said it
Yes.
in the preseason.
And how funny is it that it's like if you're a Jets fan, now
But
there's
if Julio
another
Jones
team in your
plays-
division that's awesome. It's so
and
unfair.
AJ Brown is like good. I think that it could be a fun game. They do have weapons when they're healthy.
So, Kate, do you also do
Josh
single
Reynolds?
games?
Yeah, like for these night games.
Yeah.
That's where I really ruined my life.
Oh, are you good at that? I mean, I've never played a single game
Yeah,
draft before.
I can be, but those are harder because it's a limited.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
But they're
5.5 points. You think the Bills beat the Titans by more
Yes.
than 5.5 points?
Yes.
Bills is the number 1 team in the NFL.
yeah.
And the Titans aren't
Right.
what they were last year. or
The
the year
Titans
before.
are absolutely not what
Something's
they were
wrong.
last
Yeah.
year. Tannehill not playing the same way. A.J. Brown must be playing hurt.
But Derrick Henry's still awesome. You
Derrick
still have
Henry's still
him.
awesome, but it's like, okay, when we were talking about the Giants before, we were like, how wonderful would it be if Saquon Barkley could stay healthy? Derrick Henry is a prime example of what happens when you have a prolific running back that stays healthy. You're not winning Super Bowls unless you have the missing pieces around them, and everybody has to be balling out at the same
Yeah.
time.
And
Derrick
the Bills
Henry-
know how to
Derrick
handle
Henry
somebody
isn't
like
also
Derrick
like a
Henry.
pass catcher. He can. He's a tank, and he'll like run through.
He is a
things,
tank.
and he's great at the goal line. But like he's
Tank
not
is a
much
good
of
word.
like a So in
Roll
PPR,
Tide.
yeah. So he really has to like run, and I think the Bills just assemble. You know what it is? It's because Josh Allen is in the same class as like Mahomes and Baker and all those, and he didn't do commercials. And so he has a very good team because guess what? He came to play football, not be in commercials.
There you go. I agree with her 100%. Well, that's why it's funny that Tom Brady's only doing commercials now. He's
Same
done
with
it
Lamar
all.
Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Oh, he doesn't do commercials either, right?
Incredible.
I used to say that about Shaquille O'Neal all the time when he couldn't win it. Before he could win it, he was like, "Stop doing commercials and practice your free throws." And then once he stopped, he kind of did that, and then he was kick ass. I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
Stop doing
You know
commercials.
That stupid
Win the Super Bowl.
Baker Geico commercial where he's putting nachos in the kid's bag. Dumb.
Wait, so we've got a few more minutes left in the show here.
We need to do
we need to do Jerry's
bailout bets.
Jerry's bailout
get out of
bets.
jail free card.
Oh, I've seen that bit. I'm saying on the show.
All right,
The Monopoly card.
All right, he told me how to say it, I think. So it's a 3-team parlay, all money lines. He has the Chargers plus 130, the Cardinals plus 144, and the Seahawks plus 192.
That's a tough one. What do you win?
I don't know.
Oh.
He didn't tell me that part. Oh, 40. Wait, is that his account?
Because last week he had.
I feel like he usually is like for like 1,000, something like that.
Last week I thought he had one where you put $50 and you win 1,000, but I don't know how that works with the money
did, and
line.
it hit last week. It hit that week. Oh yeah, no, because he said one on the internet.
Yeah,
I made him do one. Yeah,
I heard that one.
Yeah, if you follow unforced errors, you get
Jerry's picks. Jerry's bailout picks.
I don't know. He has the flu, and if he never answers.
Jerry's getting out of jail free, babe. Pick it for him right now.
Yeah, no, he gave it to me.
Oh, he gave it to you.
But I don't know how much you win.
Oh, you don't know how much you win.
Or but I guess if you know what the thing
That's
is.
If you
that's a
factor in
gutsy
all your
parlay.
odds and stuff like that.
That's a gutsy
he always
parlay.
does.
What'd you say? The Chargers,
teams.
the
Chargers?
Cardinals, and the Seahawks. That's
Yeah.
a gutsy parlay.
I like it.
I like it.
And you do
that.
like two out of 3 or something, so you like.
I got to
hedge.
rethink this.
He is
I gotta
putting
rethink this.
all of his faith in West Coast teams.
He's
Something
putting all
like
his faith in
pick
Geno
two.
Smith.
But he always like says like pick 2, do it like where you tie.
Terrible.
Oh, that's a round robin. I saw him do that last week, and I was surprised. Is
He's
that
always
what he's
talking about hedging your bets, where you have to.
So if one of them loses, you still.
He wants you to
Yeah.
bet one outright or something like that. He wants you to bet 1 or 2 games
He's
outright.
never allowed to be sick again.
But did I do bad?
No, you did great, but I don't know how to do this.
I understand.
Dave, you're fantastic.
I had a really good time.
Dave, what's your bailout bet?
Just go or just go?
Just cow.
Just go.
Yeah.
You got a bailout bet, Dave?
Yeah, I really like the Bills this week over the Titans for sure. If I was doing a parlay, I would totally pick the Bills. I like the Cowboys over the Pats, and I like the Chiefs. I think those were my 3, or the Rams. Well, the Rams too high a spread, and I'm talking about with the spreads.
Hey, the Texans Colts game that we were talking, the 9.5.
Yeah, but then you have to put your money on the Texans, and then you look like a dick. If it
super
doesn't work.
difficult to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're talking
So
about
then you deserve it. It's like betting the Jets, and if you bet the Jets, which I did one week, like you
J.J.
have
Watt.
what's coming.
guy pulled his money out of that town. Why should you put your
Texans.
money into it? Yeah.
Well, because that's why the Texans are so strange. You're like, what's going on with it? What are they doing with that
Very
Deshaun
difficult.
Watson and
Yeah.
stuff? So you'd think they would just be a mess, but they keep competing. It's
tough to get a read on him.
Yeah.
Well, Kate, we've got Kate's
Oh, and I like the Bucks over the Eagles. Big.
Kate's picks.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna write this down.
Well, I would say contrarian lineup wise.
I don't know who that is. Contrarian who? I didn't write
I
that.
feel really good. I think McLaurin is like a very good athlete against a beat up Chiefs secondary. I feel like if you really want to hurt yourself, take Sammy Watkins.
Just in love with Sammy Watkins.
Well, she
Just
said if you
'cause-
want to hurt yourself.
Yeah. Well, why would we want
I'm
to do
not
that?
sure.
I
There
just
are
think,
people that
like-
are into it.
I just think like the Chargers
They feel good getting hurt.
Do you put up your stuff on Instagram on
aren't going to
Sundays?
be looking at him.
Because that's what we have to wait. Because she clearly waits till the last minute.
Well, she.
I do a little bit. I'm trying to think.
She
like,
gives you a
Well,
little.
the problem
little
is that
nuggets
Sunday
here.
morning she may change her mind.
Oh, she
Unforced
does.
errors on Wednesday, she's dead on.
Yeah.
Right? And then come Sunday morning,
I know. I
she'll
think like
talk herself out of it.
Lock, I think you have to take. I would take Cup over Adams. I'm taking like Cup forever.
Over Adams.
Yeah, I'm also taking Cooks against the Colts. And Hunter Henry for Pat's Cowboys. And I'm trying to think if there's anything that's not obvious. And then I feel like I had one that was interesting.
Glennon for the quarterback for Giants. I'm just kidding.
God.
You know that guy's gonna he's just gonna light it up.
Yo.
It's gonna be
So here's the thing.
annoying.
Oh, Henderson on the Rams. You have to take Henderson. Henderson with Cooks is my start.
I agree.
Ricky Henderson.
That's L.A.
And Ollie Cox.
All right, but
She loves
Cox. I feel.
Kate loves Cox.
Oh,
Who's the quarterback you just said?
Gordon.
loves
Josh
Cox
Gordon. Duh.
and
I put him
Hunt.
at the top. Josh
Gordon.
Yes, it's in bold. Josh
Smoke
Gordon.
weed every day. I completely agree with you. Well, those are fantastic fire picks from Kate. Another absolutely
the
bang
best.
up job. Absolutely bang up job.
Kate is amazing, folks. You're crazy if you don't take her picks.
Make sure and follow Unforced Errors on Instagram. Of course, a little bit more live updating to come this week as we hope Jerry is alive and well, suffering from the flu in bed. Pizza in the house. DJ XL has killed 0 flies. Freddie 1. Excellent. We're going to get down with that. Dave, pleasure having you on the show today.
It's
man.
so
Thank you,
fun to be
Dave.
here.
Did you have a
Thank
good time?
I had a great time.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, right?
No, it was awesome.
All right.
It was
good.
so much fun. I
And you
knew
can
it would
check
be.
Dave out for your alternate night football needs on the Comedy Cellar football show Tuesday night.
Right? It's on YouTube. It's always there to watch, and we just make regular picks, against the spreads.
That's
and
fine.
they talk about weird pop culture stuff and show slides. Like, it's very different.
Well, listen.
We do comedy and football.
As long as you're doing something
As
right.
you can see, Kate is just angry when you even go off topic.
I don't
which,
even- I-
which makes her the coolest person. And she's like, "Hey, I thought we were here to talk football.
I'm
why
happy
you
you're
asking
here.
about
You're not
though, Dave.
expecting it. It's funny."
I'm happy you're here. When Jerry's here, he has sunglasses, and I can't even look him
I
in
know.
the eye.
I was like, "Why
I'm
is he
forced
with
to look.
sunglasses on?" I don't
Kate,
even know what he looks
Kate
like.
has looks, right?
Yeah.
Where like when she makes eye contact with you,
it's terrifying.
Jerry
It's
says
not-
you win 500.
I don't think she needs to be. I think it just comes off naturally.
Yeah, it's like I was like, did I
$20
say
to
something wrong?
500 is what you win.
$20 to 500 is what you could win on that Jerry parlay.
20 to 500. That's pretty good. I made money on Kate's picks last week.
So wait, he
I'm just
said the
saying.
Chargers, the Cardinals,
And the Seahawks.
and the Seahawks.
I'm not betting on Geno Smith.
I am not betting, and that's why it's 500.
But I appreciate Jerry. I appreciate your what you're doing.
Dave, I know
Going for
that you are a celebrity and we can't even afford you to be here in attendance, but while we have you, is there anybody out there you'd like to give a shout out to?
Nope. Nobody. Everything's
Fantastic.
cool. All my
Nobody
friends are
cares.
here, and I'm really happy to be here. I had a really good time here. It's really fun.
It was
I'm
good.
not playing Van Jefferson this week, which means he'll probably
doesn't
have a huge week.
I agree. And then there's the other huge we got, not Glennon. Who's the other quarterback that you said is probably going to go off?
Geno Smith.
Not
No.
Geno
Oh,
Smith.
I hate him.
There's one more guy.
Oh, that's gonna go. Oh, I said that.
Yes, it's
Well,
probably going to
Glennon,
have.
you know, it's one of those things where he's just gonna go crazy, and the Giants are gonna
Wait,
think they have a
who?
new quarterback, and then 2 weeks he'll be awful again. But I don't know. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, I know. It's disgusting.
Oh, probably Burrow. No. It's
Well, we
never
know
gonna be
Josh
Burrow.
Allen's.
Fields.
Josh Allen for sure.
Could you
But
imagine?
no, I think we did say Fields. Like we've said, wouldn't it be funny?
Yes.
Right. That is exactly what we said, but that's not going to happen.
He
I don't
may-
mind saying this right into the camera to you people, to Mr. and Mrs. Front Porch.
He may be
out
born
there.
again. Justin Fields may, walk on water this Sunday if he goes off.
He would be
against-
the most popular person ever in Chicago since Al Capone.
The Bears. Kate,
The
shout outs.
Bear. You can follow me personally on Instagram at Scotch the Cat. And come to my shows in the city. And
Yep.
But mostly I'll see you back in 2 weeks because they won't let me do one every week like I like. And Jerry will be back.
He will be back soon.
He was very sad.
Well, listen, until then, It's been another absolutely
Thank you, Kate.
fantastic episode of the Unforced Errors podcast, hosted by none other than Kate Herman. And tonight, very special guest, Dave Juskow. You can check him out on the Comedy Cellar podcast, right? Of course, only straight picks there. Only straight picks. Instagram, Unforced Errors, of course.
Picks.
Nobody Cares Sports Network. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you check out everything that Kate does and support her in her comedic endeavors, or she will shoot you looks through the camera that will turn you to stone.
It's true. I know firsthand.
That's right,
I'm
everybody.
not the first Dave Juskow.
Make sure you go back and you watch all these picks tonight, and you take your daughter's tuition and bet the farm. Unforced Errors will be back in 2 weeks, and then a night after that, Nobody Cares Sports Show is back on the air. On behalf of everybody here at Nobody Cares Sports Network, Mansion Media, DJ Excel in the house, it's time to eat pizza. I'm Danny Shannon on behalf of Kate Herman.
Woo!
And Dave Juskow. Good night, everybody.
Hello, everybody.